What kind of people are we, Malaysians? In an age when most civilized countries have abolished the death penalty, we are still relying on the cruelty of killing a fellow human, supposedly to punish for breaking the law, supposedly for deterring others from committing the same crime. And so it goes on. The condemnation of Malaysia for taking the life of a fellow human, a capital punishment which is outdated, insensitive, and primitive. Who are the people saying all this? Who are campaigning for the right to live? Who seem to care so much for human life? Who are they? They are the same people who indulge in mass killings, not even of people guilty of any crime, but of innocent people who had done them or anyone any harm. They indulge in the killing of children, sick people, men, women, the young and the old. They glorify the killers, awarding them medals, erecting statues and other monuments in their honor. Their history, and this is taught to their children and students, relates about the glorious wars they had fought, the hatred for their enemies, the great heroes who died for the glory of their nations. They are always warring against some people. Their soldiers were ever ready to kill for their country. Their soldiers are great in their jobs of killing people. Warring is their life. Their people love and hold their soldiers, the killers, in great respect. These mass killers now call their war machines the defense forces, but it is obvious that they were not used solely for defense. They are equipped to attack, to invade, to shock and awe their victims. Their leaders' priority is always to prepare for war. For this, a huge portion of the budget would be allocated. There is close collaboration with the defense contractors. Most of the time, the actual money spent is not made public. Their governments and the industries spend huge sums in the invention of new weapons. Everything is investigated for making weapons of war. The motor car became the armored car with guns bristling. The airplanes are modified and redesigned for bombing, for aerial fights, for launching missiles. At sea, warships of various sizes are designed, armed with guns, missiles, and are armor-plated. They develop undersea vessels to creep up to their unsuspecting targets, to blow them up and drown thousands of innocent passengers. When damaged, their submarines sink to the bottom of the sea to become the coffin for the crew. Even children's toys give ideas for better killing machines. Remote control toy planes for children lead to the UAV, unmanned aerial vehicles. First used for aerial photography, they are now fitted with guns and missiles and bombs. These are regarded as the latest and the best killing machines. The pilots need not be in the aircrafts and risk being killed. They stay in comfortable and safe operations room hundreds of miles from the war zone. But they are as good and as capable as the killer pilots. They can see on monitors the ground over which the UAV flies. They can identify the target and they can blow up the targets. The bombs are said to be accurate and precise, but many are the innocent civilians who have been killed and villages destroyed by the so-called precise bombing. Not to worry, they are working on more precise bombs. The victim, they say, will not know what hit them, but the potential victims know that somewhere in the skies, death can come at any time. And they live in perpetual fear, terrified that their bodies would be torn to pieces, their heads torn from their necks, or live to become bodies without arms or legs. But why stop with UAV? Why not ground vehicles? Why not sea-going vehicles? Imagine the savings in life as those unmanned vehicles unleash death on enemies and collaterals. But don't allow the potential enemy to have these unmanned vehicles. They may hit back. Blacklist them as rogues, apply sanctions against them, and launch preemptive attacks to destroy their production facilities. Then they will be helpless to defend themselves. These enemies may claim they don't have the weapons, but they are rogues. How can you believe them? Bomb the plants, reduce them to rubble. What if the plants are actually for producing baby food? Too bad. A few hundred workers killed? Too bad. Surrounding buildings with their occupants killed and wounded? Too bad. They are collaterals. They are expendable. What is important is that the brave aggressors face no risk of even the slightest injury, ensconced in their air-con operation rooms far from the war zones. Just about any scientific discovery is studied to find and to develop its capacity for killing, preferably massive killing. Gases, germs, rays of all kinds are studied, and invariably their potential for killing people is identified and developed. Then the delivery system would be selected and prepared for carrying the weapon and hitting the target or cause collateral damage. All these research, development, tests, and production cost a lot of money, running into billions each year. But for these killing missions, any amount of money is worth it. Weapons, whether used or not, don't give a return on their investments. So sell them to other countries. Foreign government could be persuaded to buy. If any refuses, then threaten to sell to enemies of the particular country. This should work. But the armed forces of all countries want the latest weapons so they can show off their sophisticated state-of-the-art arms. A surefire way to get governments to buy is to get the armed forces to request to be provided with the particular weapon. Such is the aggressive marketing that poor countries would allocate a big percentage of their budget for arms. Never mind if the people are starving or without even basic amenities for a decent life. The military must have the latest in weapon systems. The expenditure on arms by every country is enormous, and the country can be bankrupted. Total arms trade amount to trillions of dollars for the world. Today, many of the countries are on the verge of bankruptcy, but still their budget for military hardware remains big, very, very big. The worst part is that having paid huge sums for their acquisition and maintenance, they are not likely to be used, that is, in fighting against their enemies. Most of them do not want to go to war. It is only the weapons producers who try to create tensions between countries. It is good for business. War is good for business. Killing people with their weapons is good for business. So reject peace, reject negotiations, reject arbitration, reject courts of law, go to war, kill, kill, and kill. That is the way to solve conflicts between nations. It is good for business. War not only kills people, but bankrupt countries. Millions have died, have been badly wounded, and trillions of dollars have been wasted on wars to end all wars. But wars cannot be abolished or made into a crime against humanity. It is too profitable, and it is what gives power to the powerful countries or country. So condemn the death penalty, but go on killing people to dominate them. It is legitimate. A pause on those who want to make war a crime. Thank you.